Right, you guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Mike's, okay? Make sure. If you don't subscribe to Mike, you're gonna have a fat forehead and a big hairline.
Boom, I'm with the guy Max inside. Subscribe to him, make sure you do still. Best content coming out. You know how it is.
Hello and welcome back to another video, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're smashing the likes and subscribing if you are new. And yeah, it's not been a great week. It's not been a great week, has it? It's been terrible. It's been terrible. We've had to go through a lot already, and it's only game week 1. So I feel like by the time it gets to game week 38, I don't know what is going to be the possibility in May at this point. Are we going to have the stadium taken down because we've rummaged it? Are we all going to be bored because we're stressed? Are we going to be in a championship? It's very possible. It's very possible. Unfortunately, though, one thing that is impossible is the owners leaving. Unless we do something about it, which I don't think is going to happen unless it gets really bad. Because I personally think we're losing to Chelsea, Nottingham Forest and Tottenham. But we'll get onto that another time. We're losing to all 3. Like, we don't need to debate that. But what's even worse? What's the worst thing about this club? Not just the ownership, but the ownership talking. No one wants to hear them talk. No one wants to hear them talk. Karren Brady, stupid slag, has decided to talk again. We muddied her last time. Let's mud her again. I can't find a full interview and transcript, and I'm not reacting to the YouTube video, so I'm just going to go through the quotes. Big up West Ham views and news. Do you think we need pace in midfield? I think anyone who watches us would know the answer is yes. We are working to get this sorted. You should have worked to get this sorted a long time ago. You should have worked to get this sorted at least a month ago. If you thought it was such a problem, you would have got it sorted out. But also, it shouldn't have taken you the first game to know that. If you was an actual decent ownership that oversaw all the footballing decisions, you would know this in pre-season already. And also, the manager decided to play Rodriguez instead of Potts, which lowered the levels of mobility. So that's a first point deciphered. Second point. This is Karren Brady talking about the fans. We know the fans think we don't, but we care. We were just as gutted as anyone with the result yesterday, but it's our job to fix this. I'm sure Graham and his staff are feeling the most frustrated this morning. They will want to rectify this. Yeah, I imagine the manager and the coaching staff would be upset because it's their job. You don't care though. You've never cared. You never will care. And you definitely don't care as much as us. You're not getting your boxing gloves out. Like, this is the problem. This is the problem. It's the gaslighting, it's the typical manipulation that we have to put up with. The emotional manipulation. You don't care about West Ham. You've never cared about West Ham. You care about making money and get dicked by Alan Sugar. That's what you care about. You care about embarrassing us. You care about your political views. You care about your wages that you get from your newspaper. You don't care as much as the fans. You never have, and you never will. It's been 15 years, guys. It's been 15 years since this ownership was here. Name me one thing they've done footballing-wise that is in the best interest of the West Ham fan base and West Ham Football Club. There isn't one. There isn't one. Simple. Simple as that. Like, I don't understand. Do they think we're going to fall for that? Do they think we're going to fall for that? Let's go on to the third point. Karren Brady said it was a very bad second half. We are on the floor. What? We need something. Sadly, the board can't just go out and buy players the manager and Kyle don't want. Hello? Hello? This has really ticked me off. Don't try and paint it out like it's all Graham Potter and Kyle's players. Kyle's one of the scouts, the head scouts. Don't act like these are his players. I like Kyle Walker Peters. Don't act like Graham Potter wanted him. You had to convince him. And Graham Potter didn't even want Callum Wilson. He didn't even want a striker, which that is also dumb. But this is still dumb. He didn't want Callum Wilson. It's the fucking agents again. Until you change direction, this ain't gonna work. The problem is as well, this ownership's too comfortable with just staying in the Premier League. So we're in a situation where we'll probably go out and act in a sense where if we do get to that point where we're just about to survive relegation, we'll take some action to survive. But then we'll do nothing in the summer again. I'm sick of people. I'm tired of people. There's some people that genuinely had the audacity to try and say that West Ham could push for Europe, or don't sleep on West Ham. Don't sleep on West Ham. Keep sleeping, bruv. Snore if you want. You can even snore. Like, I don't understand how you thought West Ham were onto something this season. Baffles me. It baffles me. Like, what gave you any evidence that West Ham are going to do anything? And this is probably the worst news of the lot, but we knew this already. Why would she say yes? Karren Brady, when asked if the current ownership of West Ham are considering moving on, said no. They are very much staying. This might be the worst. This is worse news than losing 3-0 to Sunderland. This. Again, nobody wants them here. This ownership is genuinely like a... Oh, God. It's a disease. It's a disease to us. It's a fucking disease. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, I genuinely cannot be bothered. But that was like meant to be the key points. But what also something Kieran Maguire also tweeted, who is I don't know what he is actually. I don't know if he's a journalist or not. But basically, Karen Brady claimed on Talksport that there was a distribution deal was discussed with the EFL for the Premier League, and it was rejected. And it was rejected by the EFL. My understanding is that the deal was lower than the one offered 2 years ago and required the EFL to oppose the independent regulator. But she also claimed the West Ham owners have not taken any money out of the club. He ignored the millions of pounds of interest charged on loans from Gold and Sullivan. And if you guys want proof, this is the proof. West Ham Holding Limited notes to the financial statements. So this is proof that over here about taking out loans, millions of pounds of interest have been taken out of the club. Not their own money, the club. Which is why West Ham hate them so much. Which is why West Ham fans like myself hate these owners. Because it's not just about not spending money. It's not just about that. It's about where you've got the money from. Because you've taken the money out of the club. Not yourselves. You ain't putting the money into the club. You're taking money out of the club. That's why they're getting loans. We're not broke. We just choose to be stingy. We have the 7th healthiest PSR. If that ain't fishy to me, I don't know what is. And this is the problem with the West Ham United owners. Why would you literally just why would you go out in an interview and lie to us straight to our face? It's been 15 years. It's been 15 years. We're not falling for this anymore. We're not falling for this anymore. This is the problem I have. This is the problem I have. Like, it becomes dumb now. It becomes dumb. Where they're lying to our faces in interviews like we don't know who they are. Like, you're going to get interviews on Talksport as well. It's literally like the biggest load of slander when it comes to West Ham United. slanders. Biggest load of slander. But also, big up to John. Is his name John? Johnny K. He made a TikTok talking about every single lie that Karren Brady had in the interview.
Talksport this morning, and she lied. I'm just going to debunk some of the things she said, starting with the fact she said we'd only moved a mile down the road. We've actually moved 3 miles from Upton Park to the London Stadium. I appreciate it may have been a turn of phrase, but of course, it's not factually correct.
Of course, it wasn't a turn of phrase because she's stupid anyway. She doesn't know that. It's different sides of Newham.
Karren Brady claimed that the owners at no point are taking money out of the club. That is a straight lie. The West Ham Holdings Limited accounts, which are publicly available, show that in total, David Gold, rest his soul, and David Sullivan have lent the club a total of £45 million. By the end of those accounts in May 2017, those loans had accrued an interest of over £6 million each for both David Gold and David Sullivan, meaning that the club owed the two of them £12 million.
£12 million. You'll take a fucking piss.
So whilst they may not have pulled money out of the club, I'm pretty sure lending West Ham money at an extremely aggressive interest rate and taking that interest counts as taking money out.
It does count. They took money.
Club. Most egregiously, Karren Brady said that the stadium move had been a success. She's pointed to the fact that we have 35,000 families at the London Stadium. And whilst, yes, maybe that is a positive thing, a survey by First.com surveyed a wide spectrum of football fans, not just West Ham fans, and ranked the Premier League stadiums. The London Stadium placed bottom, 20th out of 20.
Rightly so. We have the worst stadium in the country because it's not a football stadium. It's the stadium move, as I said before, has never been a success because we didn't win the Conference League because we moved to the London Stadium. We didn't move to the Conference League. We didn't win the Conference League because of the owners. We won it because the manager and the players we had in that competition were way better than everyone else. We had the most expensive team. We had Jared Bowen and Declan Rice in the Conference League. We was always winning that. That's the only thing I've ever been confident in when it comes to West Ham is winning that shit. So if you even want to measure the success by that, that doesn't mean the stadium move was successful. Because the whole point was taking us to the next level. And that means staying there. And you hiring David Moyes at the time, with him getting Europe at the time, does not mean you were successful. That does not mean that we give you credit. The only reason why you hired him was because he was out of a job and you got lucky that he was good on that day. Even then, I wanted David Moyes out. Even you did him dirty by offering him a contract and taking it away. That's doing him dirty. I could be here all day. That doesn't mean the stadium move was successful. The stadium move will never be successful because nobody wants to go to the stadium.
With an index score of less than 19 out of 100. Adrian Durham did a 92 challenge where he visited every single stadium in the Premier League and English Football League. He placed the London Stadium bottom of the 92. And from the latest WHUST survey, only 5% of supporters rated the atmosphere as good or very good. Over 70%.
What's wrong with that 5%? The atmosphere is the most quiet thing you'll ever hear in a stadium ever. Like, it's genuinely horrific.
Rated it as poor or very poor. And compared to other Premier League stadiums, 81% said it's below average or among the worst. And perhaps most importantly, 94% who were surveyed said the stadium was worse than Upton Park.
Bruv, hold on, let me rewind that.
Said the stadium, 94% who were surveyed said.
What's wrong with the 6%? I don't know what the 6%. That should be 100. I don't care. There's nothing better about the London Stadium than Upton Park. From a selfish aspect, it's closer to my house than it is Upton Park. But that's it. No one wants to go to
Didn't have
Stratford.
to do this, but someone has to. You can have that one. Karren Brady.
Yep. Big up to Johnny K. Follow him on TikTok and shit. Because I'm glad someone is calling that out. I'm glad everyone's calling that out. Bro, you got fans in America on TikTok being like, I saw Rodriguez in the lineup and I went to sleep. Good on you. Because if I lived abroad and I have to get up in the morning to watch West Ham and I saw that lineup, I would do the same thing if I didn't have a channel. This is horrific, guys. This is horrible. genuinely, like, it's unacceptable at this point. And it's always been unacceptable, but it's come to a boiling point because you're doing it in the middle of a transfer window. So we need to be getting midfielders in. But is Potter even going to fucking play them at this point? Probably not. So as much as Potter's a problem, yes. Let's focus on the owners. Let's focus on the owners. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to your new social media, so in the description. If you want to follow me, the email for the inquiries are going to be live at 10 p.m. today for the GVO show. And yeah, take care and peace.